fast forwarding to the future, and it is the next day. Whew, it's been a long day. Sat down, gotta go back to work tomorrow, not looking forward to it. But the mods must be talked about. So this is the BM Racing or BMRX FLD ae86, and it's that cartoon Initial D style drifting car that has been decently modified so far. There would have been some other stuff done, but I got some wheels here that I can't get the tires on, so I'm working on getting some different tires. I got to look at some extra batteries. We got a track coming, but I wanted to get some stuff done to it, make it stand out. And if you follow the channel, then you realize how crazy obsessed I am about modifying, messing with everything, and making it my own. So the first thing I wanted to do was give it proper stance. And it's lowered, and it's kind of a tough car to lower because it's not a traditional style setup, as in suspension. So there's a couple tricks to it, and again, it's not really going to affect the car. It's more for looks, so if that's not your thing, I get it. But the suspension is just sandwiched between two hard pieces of plastic that have a standoff on each end. And then there's a rod that runs through it that's attached to the bottom. You can take off both plates. Be careful, the springs pop off. In the rear, I took off all of that and put a small little, I use them for tiny whoop stuff, the little dampeners on the bottom of the spring. And what that does is push, when it sits, it pushes the spring up a little bit, and it tightens the suspension just a little bit. Works just fine. The front, I used a smaller one, and I got a decent effect. But the way that these are set up, these things are the lowest thing, so when this pushes in for suspension, if you can see that, that becomes the lowest point, so that would hit. So you can't go as low as you would normally be able to go on other cars. The rear has got a lot more room here, if it focuses, for travel. So I put the little bushing in there, and it was okay. It looked all right, but the quest and insanity of OCD made me want to get better. I'm going to 3D print and make my own mount to change this up or go to magnets. But to get the front end as low as I wanted to, you know, almost tuck tire and give the right stance was the body plate. I may modify, because when you get this, oh, drop the phone, my bad. When you get this rolling chassis that you can play with, and it comes with another one that is removable. You could cut it in the little zigzag. Let me see if I can do this without dropping the phone. The little zigzag that's right here. Hold on. Let me use this car. Hold on a sec. As usual, never prepared. Well, damn you. Yep, that's the price you get for OCD making a video. There we go. This little zigzag right here, I was thinking about slicing, taking out a section, and then putting it back together. Or try 3D printing one, or both. And that would give you the optimal. So by lowering this front mount right here with some rubber isolators, and it has plenty of bite with the screws, it lowers that mount. This is the lowest part of the car. It still has plenty of clearance for very flat, you know, drifting style, because that's what it is. But then it took and lowered that front mount, so you get the stance that you want. And I'm very happy. Made the world of difference for me, because I like lowering everything. Next, light kit. I added a light kit that connects to the flight controller, the controller in here that allows you to pop these up and close them, and it turns the lights on and off. So it has lights in the rear. You have your lights, it has blinkers, and then it has hazards built all in to this little setup, which is really cool. That can all be turned off. Before I had the car, I 3D printed these little speakers in here that have a little jail mount, not knowing how much depth I had between here to cut and drop them in. There's not enough, and I'm not going to take the chance. So I glued them in this way, so you can see two huge speakers. F and Chet, my bud, has got one on his way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print these, but I'm only going to do a slice right across the face, so it's just a disc in the front of the speaker, and mount them so you'll be able to see the front of the speakers. Should have stayed with the front, but you know how it goes. The front, I had some forged carbon fiber decal that I've used on my Rio vehicle and some others. I did the hood, the entire hood, which came out really nice, gives it a look. Literally 10 minutes ago, if that, F and Chet and I was editing and working on trying to find a wing, and I could not find the style wing that I wanted for this thing. So we right from scratch, and again, it's a very basic shape and stuff, but 3D printing and making from scratch is still new to me. I own that. But we came up with some measurements, and I came up with the shapes, style, like a duck wing. That's what I want to call it. Something to create like a duck wing on the back of the car, and I think it looks sick. I'm going to do a little touch of a sand on it, and then touch it up, round off some of the edges. We glued it on immediately, and it looks sick. I think last is the exhaust. I printed a bunch of these little tiny little gold in the bag of fun here of different style exhausts. And it's cool because you can take the bumper off and it doesn't mess with it. I notched the bumper out to fit the exact shape, and it goes right back on. No problem. And if it breaks, it gets hit, it's just glued on, so nothing's permanent. I can pop on another one. So this thing's great. All I'm waiting for is some kick-ass wheels, and I may stick a little tiny light inside here to try to glow inside here. I'm gonna figure out where I want to put it. Kind of thought about putting it inside the speakers, but we'll see. It's all just aesthetics and stuff and fun, and then we're working out what we're gonna do for a course. Excuse me. I got a decent size other side of the basement here that we're either gonna hardwood the floor with that click together shit and put down a big course, make our own, or I got one of those cool lifting desks that I can put something on top of and then make a course for that. They're tiny, as you can see. You know, it fits in the palm of my hand for the most part, so you can pretty much drift it anywhere, which I'm looking forward to. But you want a big enough course where you can really enjoy it and get to learn. So that is my journey so far with this little thing, and I look forward to taking it out and ripping it somewhere. And then the big guy, my 1/10 scale one that I've got, obviously summertime because you need a big chunk of land for that guy. But thanks for tuning in, and I will get you back to your regular scheduled program, and we'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you think.